Although Smile 2's ending seems to doom the franchise's future, both Smile and its sequel secretly offer an explanation that justifies the movie's big twist. Smile 2's twist ending is wildly audacious, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is good for the Smile franchise as a whole. Like Smile's ending, Smile 2's closing scene reveals that a significant chunk of the story took place in the shattered mind of its disturbed heroine. However, where only 10 minutes of Smile takes place in the heroine's head, Smile 2's ending is much more ambitious and ambiguous. When Smile 2's singer-heroine Sky Riley realizes she is unstage and has been hallucinating all the events that preceded her concert, viewers are left somewhat lost. It is clear, judging by the presence of Sky's cheering mother, that Sky didn't kill her mother while under the demon's influence. It is also clear that she never escaped to a dirty, disused pizza restaurant where Morris promised to perform a risky procedure to temporarily stop her heart, but it is less clear whether Smile 2's Morris was even real in the first place. Smile and Smile 2's victims suffer from survivor's guilt. Rose and Sky Riley share this psychological affliction. None of these specific details matter to Sky, who, overwhelmed by the demon's powers, ends up violently taking her own life after she succumbs to the entity. The Smile franchise's demonic entity absorbs her just as it absorbed Rose in Smile's ending, and the sequel closes on the grisly revelation that Sky has jammed her microphone into her eye socket, killing her instantly. This would seemingly mean that Smile 2's twist ending passes the curse onto the thousands of concert attendees, meaning the next sequel in the series will need to follow dozens of new victims. This is what derailed the Ring franchise, whose 2017 reboot Rings ended with its cursed videotape going viral. While it is a fun twist, exposing countless victims to the curse at the same time means Smile 3 will have a hard time finding one main character to focus on. Fortunately, the Smile movies have already secretly provided an answer to this plot hole. The Smile franchise's victims all have one thing in common, namely survivor's guilt, and this means not everyone from Sky's concert is susceptible. Specifically, Sky and Rose felt they could have saved their mother and ex-boyfriend. The Smile franchise's demon only preys on vulnerable victims. Sky and Rose have pre-existing traumas before their curses begin. Meanwhile, Smile 2's opening victim, Joel, was traumatized by seeing Rose die and thinking he could have saved her at the end of Smile. Thus, the Smile franchise's demon might only be able to prey on people who are already psychologically vulnerable because they are living with the trauma of losing a loved one and feeling uniquely responsible for this death. Much of Smile's runtime is devoted to Rose's guilt over her mother's overdose, while Smile 2's big twist is the revelation that Sky was at least partially responsible for the crash that killed her boyfriend. These revelations prove that the Smile franchise's demon can't necessarily pick its victims at random, and it might only be capable of feeding on people whose existing survivor's guilt leaves them open to manipulation. This explains why both Sky and Rose are haunted when the demon takes the form of people from their past, whether it is Rose's mother in Smile's Stephen King-inspired ending or both Sky's boyfriend and her younger self in Smile 2's finale. This, in turn, provides an answer to Smile 2's possible plot hole. This Smile series twist would fix Smile 2's sequel setup plot hole. Sky's concert wouldn't necessarily need to curse every attendee. Smile 2's ending seemed doomed to ruin the franchise just as it was getting into full swing. After all, a version of Smile 3 that tries to depict the breakdown of thousands of concert attendees in the week following Sky's death would feel less like the intensely insular psychological horror of the first two movies and more like a full-blown epic disaster horror. However, Smile 2's ending would not necessarily pass the curse on to everyone at the concert. Instead, only those who were already vulnerable due to earlier experiences of survivor's guilt may be vulnerable. This would mean that Smile 3 could avoid having thousands of people all living through the curse at the same time, which would inevitably ruin the isolated atmosphere of the series. Smile 2's critical success is owed in part to the sequel's decision to ramp up its action and pace, but both the sequel and the original movie needed to follow an individual character's perspective to feel uniquely scary. Luckily, Smile and Smile 2 already secretly justified the next movie's singular viewpoint.